me back, 'cause I won't be there. I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you are gone. Don't hesitate to call me back, 'cause I won't be there. I won't look back.
Alrighty, run all done. This is pretty good. So I did a 15-minute warm-up outside, and then came straight downstairs here to the treadmill to do a little bit quicker of intervals. And if you're wondering why outside to inside and why inside anyways, again, it's just it's all it's all in an effort to keep the labrum as happy as possible. And the thing is that I talked about this in a video last year, on the treadmill, the labrum doesn't really hurt at all. My hamstring has an issue with speed on the treadmill. So the thing is that the hamstring doesn't actually get any worse, like from run to run or anything like that. It's more bothersome than anything, and limits my speed a little bit. So what I figure is I'll sacrifice a little bit of the speed that I'd be able to get outside, because the hamstring's not as bad outside, for the safety of the labrum inside. Anyway, so it was pretty good workout, like not nearly as fast as I'd be able to do outside, but that wasn't really the point of the workout. The workout was kind of more just tempo work, kind of short recoveries between everything, and just maintaining in the end a pretty high heart rate for about 30 minutes consecutive. So what it was 3-minute tempo around 3:30, and then 3 times 1 minute, those around 3:15 to 3:20, and then a 3-minute tempo again, this time around 3:27 or so, and then 3 times 1 minute, again 3:15 or so to 3:20, and then finishing with a 3-minute tempo again, and that again at around 3:26, 3:27, in around there. Anyways, I probably could have ended off with 3 times a minute again. That probably would have been better to end with the faster thing, but I was like, you know what, it's good here. And the hamstring was just starting to get a little bit bugged right at the end, so I figured, you know what, let me leave it there while I feel pretty good about it and pretty happy with it, so that I don't end the run on a bad note with the hamstring pulling up on me at all at the end. Anyways, so now I'm just gonna go off to the pool, do a threshold set, kind of eking in the pure speed from yesterday to today. Alrighty, so I'll check back in a little bit. Just walking back now from the pool. So it was a good swim. Apologize, by the way, for the Patriots hat here. I'm not a Boston Bruins fan in any way, shape, or form. I just happened to grab the hat and didn't really think about it. You know, like rubbing salt in the wounds here. I honestly, Jake Gardner, first of all, has got to go, for one. And then two, I wish they didn't pull the goalie, like, for the second time, because, like, I said this last night, it's like, when we look back at this game in a year or so, we're not going to remember that 2 of the goals were empty net goals. You know, all we're going to remember is it was a 5-1 shellacking on the scoreboard. So, I mean, I just wish they didn't do that. But anyways, so it was a real good swim. Basically, here's the thing. So in the race in Peru there, I felt real good, like at like a steady, almost similar to my run actually. I felt real good, kind of like plodding away at a very steady pace. But it was funny because I said this afterwards. It's like I either need to be 30 seconds quicker or 30 seconds slower, because there was a group, say maybe 50 meters up on me, and then there was another group actually maybe 50 meters back of me, and we actually just kind of stayed in this kind of I stayed in no man's land there in the middle of these two groups the entire time. So like a bunch of guys came out at around 27 minutes. I came around 25 high. And then there was a group that came around 24 high or something like that. Obviously, I rather be in the group that is a minute up rather than being a minute down. So I need to really work on my takeout speed on the swim. And the thing is I've done this before in the past where I've like been like, oh, I got to get super fast in my takeout, so I'm just gonna like blast 25s away and stuff like that. And the thing is it's really hard for me to track progress if I'm saying, oh, I'm just gonna just hammer 25s and stuff like that. Because the thing is like I think, oh well, right now maybe I'm at 15 flat or something like that, and it's like, what am I going to be able to get myself to here, right? Like, you know, maybe I could swim like a 14 low or something like that. But it's like from swim to swim, it's going to be really hard to see improvements. And I just know with my own personality that I'm going to quickly lose that kind of motivation to do that. And I'll revert back to doing kind of more steady threshold sets in the end and stuff like that. And I won't have gained really anything. So what I think I'm going to do is just kind of work like hundreds type speed. And that is that I got to the point that I could swim 10 hundreds on a 120 pace time. I can't remember when it was last year. And I want to get myself back to being able to do that. I haven't been swimming hundreds on a 120 pace time in a long time. So I'm going to kind of combine that goal with getting back to being able to do 10 by 100 on 120 with the pure speed. So I'm going to kind of use the pure speed workouts to get to that goal of 10 by 100 on 120. And that is just to improve my overall like steady speed as well. So I'm kind of combining the two in one. So I'm using kind of the fast, very fast workouts and stuff like that to work towards that, because that for me is more of a kind of a measurable goal that I can really see improvements in. So yesterday I ended up doing kind of the pure speed section of that. And that was 6 times 100 on a big amount of rest and averaged 112 on those. Then did 6 by 50 on big rest and was around 33 or 34 on those, around 34 because I was pretty tired already. And then 6 by 25 around 15, and then did 600 tempo at 120 pace time. So taking that part of it, doing the hundreds at a 112 average, and saying, well, I'm using that so that today's workout where I'm working on that 120 pace time, it doesn't feel quite as hard, because there I'm doing 112s and here I'm aiming at like 116s on the 120. So I ended up doing today 4 sets of just 2 by 100. So it seems like nothing, but I'm just trying to feel it out, see what that feels like going on 120. So 4 sets of 2 by 100 on 120, averaged 116s on them. Did 150 pull between each one of those, and then did 2 sets of 3 by 50 on 40. Again with 150 pull between each of those and averaging 36 on those. So it was overall very good. I hit every pace time. And anyways, so that's what I'm working on in the pool. And like really it goes back to kind of what the bike is that I'm really, this year I'm trying not to train aimlessly. And I think over the last maybe month or so, I started okay with this kind of 800 time trial type goal. But then over the last month, I started kind of just swimming aimlessly with no real goal in mind. And for me, I need something to work towards, or else it just becomes too monotonous, just training and not purposeful training day to day with no real goal in mind. So right now, that's the goal for the swim, to be able to do 10 by 100 on 120 again, and that should take me about 3 or 4 weeks to get to that point. And like I said, how that has to do with my performance in the race, well, I'm going to use pure speed workouts to be able to accomplish that time. And that pure speed workout is going to help with my breakout speed. Kind of tricking myself into improving my breakout speed while actually just working towards a separate goal altogether. As usual, thanks so much for watching. If you like, hit that subscribe button, really appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow.
We are